Good evening, you beautiful cucumbers. Welcome to TCB Studios and welcome to Burn It Down. First things first, I'd like to apologize that we couldn't be with you last week. We had some technical difficulties and we also had a loss in our family, in our rock and roll community. We lost our dear brother, Jacob Rupert. He was fighting the good fight. And we just want to send love out to his family and even us because it's such a huge loss. And he really was such a great example of a human. He lived every day and made the best of it. And he certainly taught me some life lessons because enjoy every day, every moment. And we certainly don't know that tomorrow's not guaranteed. We hear this stuff all the time. So just need to say that. Big shout out. We miss you and love you already. And big love to your family. We were supposed to have my brother Casey Yarbrough on last week. Again, sorry we couldn't be with you, but we are here with you tonight with him, and it's better than ever because we have one of his bandmates, Billy C. Robinson. It also happens to be his birthday. Want to give a shout out to my boy, Julio Morales. Happy birthday to you. Want to say a shout out to Amanda Blackman, Rick Ammerman, Kelly Hester. Want to say a happy birthday to Emma, Casey's dog. Let's bring these lads up from Order of the Owl. Casey Yarbrough, Billy C. Robinson. These legends, these rock stars, these beautiful men. Bucket of fish, bucket of fish, bucket of fish. What? How you gentlemen doing?
Doing all right.
Oh man, I write down these notes and then I try to get them in a place where I write them as smooth as possible. But then when it comes to stuff like real life shit, like loss, like all of us losing our brother Jacob Rupert, man, I can't read that stuff. I just gotta crumple it up and just try to talk from my heart, and hopefully it comes out as honest and caring and thoughtful as possible. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We used to talk about this because we've been in positions where we might have had to speak in front of people and read these things, and you want to make it seem like, well, as natural as possible. But no, you can't do it, man, because the best thing you can do is just say, enjoy the moment like Jacob would have and just talk from the heart. So happy birthday, Billy C. Robinson. How are you, my brother?
I'm good, man. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
And happy birthday to Emma. I'm sure that little puppy's running around, that big puppy's running around. Always love seeing you guys, and you guys have so much good stuff going on. We just talked about, hopefully, fingers crossed, TCB and Order the Owl will be playing a show in Asheville at Static Age on July 7th. I think if we all cross our fingers, we could make it happen. And
Absolutely.
super, super excited. I got word from Ben Thrower that his wife is letting him go out that evening to see you guys play with Yob and Paul Bear.
Nice.
What? Well, he might want to let her know that he's coming home late that night, and don't wait up for him.
Put the kids to bed early. Give them some Benadryl.
That's
Don't
right.
wake them up.
And Billy, man, happy birthday! And you just came back from playing an awesome festival in Maryland with Cloak, and we're super excited to go to your record release show on June 10th as well.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good one, man. We're going to pull out all the stops for it. The record actually came out this past Friday. But then, we were in Baltimore doing that fest, which was fucking awesome. So our hometown release celebration will be June 10th.
Yeah, because
it's going to be a good one.
We've talked about this before, and you guys, we're brothers, the three of us. We have so much fun, and a lot of times it's spirits are involved, and hugs and high fives, and then we repeat the same stories that now we've been saying forever. So, for those of you who don't know, and I've mentioned this a bunch, Casey is probably my oldest friend in Atlanta, and probably has, in many ways, a lot to do with even my career as an artist and musician because of the people he introduced me to that I wound up hitting it off with and playing music with, and Casey and I played music together. And then Billy C. Robinson and I played together when he was in Tennessee, and then he came to Atlanta, and then he moved here. And well, he's a great dude, and he's beautiful and super talented. So he hit the ground running, and now he's playing with these amazing artists like Order the Owl here and Cloak.
Yeah, that's it.
I, I believe my guest, Amanda Blackman, who was my guest a couple of weeks back, I believe she's going to be in Atlanta going to see your show on June 10th. So I'm super
Awesome.
excited about that.
That's fantastic. I love hearing that.
Oh man, so much good stuff. And I missed the last show, but I know you guys have a badass new guy playing with you, new drummer.
Oh, yeah.
Order in the Elders. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Dwayne Trucks, legendary guy, great drummer. He's taking us to some new higher ground. He's the drummer of Widespread Panic. His pedigree is pretty big, but we're really psyched to have him playing with us. And he's really been a huge help in kind of writing some new stuff, get some new shows.
Yeah, he's good. Right. He's also just a fantastic dude.
Yeah.
He's become fast friends with all of us. It's great.
I believe I met him at like somewhere weird, like Savage Pizza or something a few years ago, and we just started chatting, and we certainly, like Atlanta, the music scene, so friendly. I think we realized we were like, the Kevin Bacon thing, 6 degrees of separation. Like we was like, oh, you know this guy, you play with this guy, and we wound up knowing so many of the same folks. It was like, how have we never met, And then I was out of town when you guys played your last show, but I certainly, nerded out and went online and saw videos the next day, and everyone was like, yo, this is a big dude. This dude hits hard. And yes, his resume is he plays with these rock bands and maybe even these borderline or just these jam type bands. But this guy grew up on Southern rock, dual guitar solos. He knows his metal.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it's so funny. I had so much fun even like doing posts for us talking last week's show, and I was like, my brother Tony, aka Casey Yarbrough, is a heavy metal rock god, and we are gonna get down. We're gonna burn it down. And then I was like, sorry guys, we gotta cancel the show.
That's so not metal.
The host T Chesh is on the verge of having a nervous breakdown. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, but I've learned this in rock and roll. You guys know this, and in television, and even what we're doing, which this is a form of TV. It's show business, and the show must go on. So. We knew we would have the show today, and I was like, well, I got to have Casey on, last week, because I couldn't do last week. The show must go on. And then I hear Billy C. Robinson's over there, and he's partying, and he's celebrating little baby Emma's birthday. And I'm like, well, I need to give these viewers a little something extra. So Billy C. Robinson, it was your birthday this weekend, and you're the icing on the cake of this interview. So thank you.
No, well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, man. So let's talk Order the Owl first, because I would say the natural progression with this new drummer is for you guys to go in and knock out a couple of songs and record them.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We're definitely trying to get studio ready with Trucks, because he is really ready to go with these new things. And Billy in here writing some solos, writing some riffs, and arranging, producing. We're really excited for the new record.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. And we've talked about this a million times. One is that awesome vest that you're wearing, Casey. I need one. A white vest, sleeves off, with Order of the Owl in the back, the 3 O's. So I don't care how much it costs. Look, I'm just letting you know right now. I'm putting in my order so I could wear it, and then and Billy C. Robinson adding to this. Yeah, it really is. It's pretty cool when you see the evolution of a band, and you're like, oh, you like these ideas in the beginning, and then you're like, well, actually, just now we're starting to hit.
Yeah.
What I thought we would be
all cylinders.
I thought we'd be fully realized. This is where I wanted it to be, but I didn't know what I wanted yet. You know
Cheers
what I mean?
Yeah,
Cheers, this guy. I've been wanting to play music with this guy for years. But he finally was like, I'll join.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Allison knew how psyched I was. Brent knew how psyched I was. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got to mention Brent. Brent, I've been a fan of ever since Zoroaster, or probably even before Zoroaster, and he's such a beautiful and awesome and badass and strange front man, because he's playing this bass. He's got this awesome vocal technique. It's like chills on the arms and up the back. And then his bass is hanging on the floor. He's like making mashed potatoes on the floor. He's like down on the floor.
I think he calls them mosh potatoes.
Yeah. He's like, let's mosh potatoes in the mosh pit, everybody. Come on,
Yes.
Oh man, it's awesome, and you got to do it, man. And wait, you know where you're going to go record this?
We really want to do it at West End Sound. Tom Tapley's he's got everything lined up there so well. I feel like that's probably the best spot.
Yes, Tom really is the man for that.
Yeah.
Tom Tapley is the man. Shout out Tom Tapley. Big fans of him, and our brother Bill and the Mastodon News and West End Sound. I know West End Motel. West End Motel has done some stuff there, and we've been on this bit of hiatus. I've been doing mainly my TCB stuff, and those dudes have been busy. But we are going to get into Tapley's studio and actually do another West End Motel album.
Oh, that's fantastic!
And we need to get you guys in there, because that's the
other
thing. The biggest joy for me is like rock and roll, heavy metal, punk rock, whatever it is, because we've had this. I know me and Billy, forget about it, hanging from a tree in my backyard at 6 a.m. It's like, we've said this before, but whether it's hip hop or old school country or metal, like if it's all honest and comes from the right place, then Renee has said this, then it's punk, and it's all about that brotherhood and sisterhood and community and camaraderie. And if I could have all my best friends on my records from now on, I would.
Absolutely. Totally.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
The camaraderie.
It just feels so good. And it also reminds me of like, whether it's like Coxbar, who was a band that I loved, or a band like Judas Priest or Iron Maiden. It's like, you realize, oh my goodness, you want 20 guys in there doing gang vocals.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's always a place for that,
Yeah, somebody adds their vibe to the record, somebody adds whatever to the song, something that you have, somebody special that you have with somebody. Maybe you have an idea for them to, even a couple words or hand claps or snaps or whatever, just to involve them.
And that dynamic changes everything. I was listening to a podcast just a couple of days ago with Dave Lombardo, hero, thrash metal drummer, and just a beautiful Cuban Italian American, and he was talking about his group that he does, Dead Cross, with Mike Patton. And but originally there was another singer for that band, and since then he has passed away. But he quit before, obviously, and he said he couldn't do it for we're going to get into this stuff later. For mental reasons, he just couldn't be in the band any longer. So, but they had recorded several songs for the first album already, and he sends it to Mike Patton, who you could think of every other genre, but the last genre you would think is him singing in a hardcore band. Am I right? I mean, I could metal, opera, funk, ska, but like
also,
classical.
It kind of makes sense to me too, though.
Well, of course, Billy, because you're a smart guy, and you and I have had these conversations. But the funny thing is this: every person and every crotch and every brain and every heart really does count, because everyone thinks differently. So someone like Casey's saying, like, someone where they clap their hand might be different than this. And he goes, I first sent him just the music, and he started working on it. And then I sent him the stuff that the other singer had done. And he goes, well, wherever the original singer was singing verses, Mike Patton was singing the choruses. And where he was singing the chorus, he was singing the verses. And I was like, yeah, of course he was, because he's genius,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, totally.
And so every artist brings something different. Every musician brings a different idea, and everything is in one way or another percussive too. I mean, guitars and pianos are percussive,
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
So these accents that people would do in your song could change the song and the dynamics of the song completely.
Yeah, it could give it a different feel, a different magic, It's like, even if it's something as simple as someone clapping hands or doing gang vocals, or whatever, different people are going to have different feels. It's going to bring different energy into that. It's going to have a different thing, it's just about capturing whatever,
The gang vocals, you nailed it without,
I was listening to this thing. Clearly, any of you guys watching tonight, thank you for joining me and Tony, aka Casey, and Billy C. Robinson. We love all of you, and we appreciate all of you. I was listening to this thing. So clearly we are just nerds and fanatics about this stuff. So I was listening to this other interview, and I remember reading this thing, and you guys are familiar with Tape Ops magazine, amazing magazine, you know, about recording techniques and stuff. And it was talking about the Radiohead song Creep. And they said it was hands down the most boring song in the world until someone said, "Do this with the guitar."
Oh yeah.
You know the
I just want to
Billy,
look it up.
Billy, you know the part I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So think about that song without that. It's just like, okay, it's just another song with a verse and a chorus. And it's like
an iconic moment.
It is.
It's unbelievable. And I was like, man, I can't even imagine that song without that. You know, it'd be dead free, it'd be asinine, you know, and that's the thing that you want when you go into the studio and you know, and I stop by and see you, or you're hanging out with Tom Tapley, and Tom Tapley, you know, let's say you're a 4-piece band or you're a 5-piece band, and then you're with Tom Tapley, you become this for the next 2 weeks, a 6-piece band, because he's got these ideas and he's a musician as well.
Tom is absolutely that.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to work with him, like in a production capacity in the last couple of weeks too, and just seeing him do that, and then him allowing me to do that with him has been amazing. Like working with this guy is so freaking cool, because he has so many ideas. He's always trying to fuck shit up and make it weird, you know, like and all his ideas are brilliant. So I can't say enough good. Enough good things about Tom Tapley.
Yeah. And then on top of that, fantastic human who's really enjoyable to be around. So it's like it's a win-win.
Oh, sure.
That too. We got to nerd out about music with him all night too. You know.
That rules, man. So so let's get this straight for viewers who are passing through the ATL. June 10th, Cloak, who rule, are having a record release party at the Earl, which is one of my favorite venues in town anyway. Billy C will be rocking that. I need to make sure that I'm in town for sure. Again, we had Amanda on a few weeks ago. I met her when I was in Asheville, and she rules, and she runs the Mastodons. They're basically their fan site, and such a sweet
the Mastodon Mayhem, right?
Yes, just a really great person. She's like, "I'm coming in town. I'm gonna go to that show." I'm like, "Well, let's hang." I go, "I'm about to introduce you to my brothers, the greatest people ever." And then, shoot, you got a busy rock and roll month, Billy, because a week later, I mean, what a show! Order the Owl.
Well, I'm actually not going to be with Order of the Owl for that one. So that's the thing.
Okay, because you're going out with Cloak.
Because a couple days later, Cloak is going to leave, and we have a short run that we're doing out to Austin for a fest, and it's like the same day. We got booked on that, so like we have to go do that.
Well, let me know those dates.
So let me know the show without me though. So Order of the Owl is still playing. Still go to that show. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we'll miss you for sure. Let me know those dates, Billy, because we'll share them with our viewers as well. Because we got friends in New York and Boston and stuff that will come check you out. Because Cloak's a massive band, man. Great band.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
That Hell of the Harbor stuff all the videos were fantastic, dude. Oh my god, dude. There's like one epic video of you holding your bass up. Dude, fucking rock and roll Billy.
It was a good day. They treated us well. It was great.
You pretty much had like the best birthday weekend. You're playing a festival in Maryland, and there's cajillion people there.
Awesome.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people there who all for the same reason, because they love live music, love rock and roll, love metal. And
you're seeing some like fans that I've never met before, people who have been listening to us
right.
Able to go to a show and like made the pilgrimage out to that fest to see all these bands. And that's what I love about those festivals. Because it's like I get to see all these bands that I love, and I get to see a lot of my friends in bands, friends that are from around the country who I've met over the 25 years I've been doing this, and like it was a treat. It really was. And, and people are going nuts for our set. It was great.
Man, it's so good.
Our new record dropped the day before, so like the response to that and the new songs was amazing.
Congratulations, man!
Super encouraging. It was really cool.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, because we follow each other's lives on Instagram and stuff, and I'm seeing these posts. I'm like, the fan in you, the rock and roll kid in you, is just seeing bands that you've loved for 20 years, or 30 years, and that's the beautiful thing too. And I've been on stage and performing more than half my life as well. Casey and I have been in bands together. Billy and I, we talk about it. We'll be on stage sharing the same stage together at some point. But the thing is, people think it's this life, it's that life. Well, it's certainly not the life of like Motley Crue, like crazy partying backstage. A lot of it's sound checking and waiting around and being bored, and then you perform, and that's what you love and you kill it. But then when you get to meet these people that were heroes to you, and now they become peers and friends of yours, and you're chatting with them. That is the great. That's the big payoff.
It's the coolest thing. It's like the guys that changed my life. When I was younger, and now like they're paying attention to what I do, and like we're just friends and hanging out, and I get to like share ideas with them, and it's awesome. It's a great.
No, I agree. Like we expressed earlier, we lost a brother in our community, and what happens is we see it all the time. I mean, my folks are getting old and stuff, and so even yourself, you question your own mortality, and you get down and you get depressed about things. And so I just started reaching out to some folks I hadn't talked to in a long time, and let's just say after my third bottle of Shiraz on Thursday night, I sent a note to Frankie Stubbs from Leatherface in England, I sent him a note last month when his drummer had passed as well, but it was just a quick note. But then I had time to think, and I said, man, I'm just thinking about a lot of things, and my heart's heavy, and I just wanted to say thank you for everything. You gave me your bed. I went on tour with you, and you gave me your bed, and you went slept on the couch, and I didn't really expect him to get back. And he just did the next morning. I'm like, why did I send that? It's like, when we send text girlfriends, we should have buttons to do this. Yeah.
I do the same thing, man. I do the same thing with my rock and roll buddies. So sometimes they're the only ones who kind of get what you're
right. But then the next morning, I'm like, why did I send that, man? Me and him are friends now. But I really sent it as like a friend / he's still a hero, And to my surprise, I got the loveliest note back, and he goes, Tom, the feelings are 100% just completely mutual back to you. And I was just like, wow, that's Billy. That's the payoff. That's the cool thing we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely is.
Yeah,
I have very similar people in similar situations that I could tell you about too. I totally understand it, and it really is wonderful to have that,
Well, we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you on the 16th with Ya, but we'll be there to see Casey and the boys kill it. And then please let us know when you're gonna be in the studio, because we want to drop in and we'll let people know about it.
I've got something written for you, Tom. You don't even know. I got the words written, and Billy's gonna write the song.
Oh,
so we'll all work together.
You got it, man. Be honored. Yeah, I mean, I had so much fun on this TCB record. We're already working on another one. It's a completely different animal, It's like this different thing than the other bands, and it's just been 100% just lovely and so fulfilling. And I started working on a tune the other day, and I said to Maxine, I go, basically, I'm not even. I go, this song I'm doing some whispering. This is gonna be a TCB song, but order the Alice the backing band. He's like, he goes, you got it. I was like, we're gonna have this acoustic part, and then it's just gonna come in really slow and heavy and just knock everyone's heads off.
Great. Yeah, awesome.
Well, now I wish I was over there, but unfortunately, tomorrow is one of those reality days. I got to get up super early, because we were chatting earlier, Casey and I. We were thinking like maybe I'd do it over there, or maybe we'd have a surprise. And, I actually was thinking it'd be funny if, let's say, I was over there and I'm in one room doing the interview, and then you guys in the other room, and then 10 minutes later you walk in and be like, "Well done, everybody, we got this." Yeah. But man, it stinks that like all this other crap gets in the way.
Yeah.
Fucking light bulbs. I have an early one tomorrow too.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Well,
Myself included.
Let's meet up this weekend and do some. Man, we just got to do like some adult beverages.
Dude, I think you're playing this weekend, aren't you, Tom?
Yes, I am. Friday night with TCB guys at the Starbucks.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Actually, I need to remind Bill about that too. I think Kelly. Shout out to Kelly Hester and the Death Pickles family and Michelle Hester. Again, happy birthday to Billy and to Emma. Did you get Emma a cake? What'd she get?
Of course. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. It says cake with a 6 on it. She immediately just ate it. I took a picture.
And
Yeah.
and again, a shout out to our brother Julio and happy birthday to him. And thank you to Renee behind the scenes, who is this just badass human who I swear she's probably the hottest octopus in the land, because I think she's got 8 arms. And she just gets so much done. And we've been talking about this thing because, especially in our own community, rock and roll and punk rock and everything, anxiety and depression is a real mofo. And the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I wanted to pay more attention to that. Unfortunately, even me myself, I'm not perfect. I was having some breakdowns and wasn't able to do that. You know, we forget that we only have these 2 arms, unless you're Renee, you have 8 arms, or you know, this one heart or whatever. And sometimes you lose your mind. You go, man, I'm hitting this wall. You know, so we started coming up with this idea and thinking like, well, you know, with this show, because more and more I want this show to be like PMA sessions. You know, like
Absolutely. Yeah.
positive party meets artists and musicians in ways we can always, like when we hang out, I can honestly say I've cried with you guys a bunch, but the whole time we were laughing and we've had very deep conversations, but all we do is lift each other up. I mean, like I wish there was a camera on my shoulder for the times when we had those conversations. And so with the help of my friend Dan Falkenthal, I think he's going to be behind the scenes in the beginning, but we're going to have some special guests. Then hopefully he'll join us later. Shout out to Dan Falkenthal in Chicago, who I do a bunch of charity work with. Punk Rock Saves Lives. He's an amazing human. And Renee Jaworski. So we'll be on next Monday. And the first Monday of every month, we are really going to have like just basically these think tank / PMA sessions, which we'd love to have you guys maybe pop on as a guest and be like, oh yeah, you know, Billy might be like, I was on the road and, you know, I'm in this town and all of a sudden I saw something that reminded me of my pops or my own, like, because these things are real. Like there's certain things I can't even see. Like I can't even open it. Like there's some movies I love, but because certain people in the movies remind me of like people in my family that things aren't good or they're not around. And I want to laugh my ass off at this movie, and I can't because my what do you call it? I'm elevating, and my anxiety's getting real, and I'm getting depressed, and I'm like, man, it sucks. I want to watch that movie, you know. And so we're gonna talk about all those things. I mean, you know, we're gonna talk about the album Dio, Holy Diver. I know for a fact saves lives, and we're going to get into that on Monday. So Renee, remind me to talk about that, and lifts people up. So when people say that's heavy metal is the devil's music, they are wrong. Well, actually, and also the devil gets a bad rap, you know.
He does.
The devil gets a bad rap. He's not,
Dio's Holy Diver just put on that song. You know, that long intro, you know, that intro, it's like a minute and a half of just air and noise before anything else comes in. And that build up, and it really is doom to the doom to the. It has saved me from a few mental breakdowns and other people, and I've watched it. And I absolutely love that. And I'm super excited about this thing because like punk rock and like our rock and roll communities, we love things being organic and changing and evolving for the better. So I only think this is going to make the Burn It Down show better the first Monday of every month. Positive party / PMA sessions. I wish I could ride over there real quick and give you both a hug and hug Emma and everyone happy birthdays. But let's hang out this weekend. And man, nothing but we'll just, man, all my love and respect, man. Love you guys.
Hey, did you hear that David Lee Roth's going to cover Holy Diver, right? It's going to be called Holy Diver Down.
What? Oh yeah. By the way, Casey Yarbrough, aka Tony, is the old school dad, the old school, the leader of dad jokes.
Hey, you think I'm stupid? I'm taking from squirrels.
Man, I wish I would have thought about that because I have so many good dad jokes, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Man, it's a Monday night. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Want to thank everyone in the world who makes Memorial Day possible for us. We don't say thank you for that stuff enough. You know, I promise you, these 3 lads right now, you're watching talk, who are brothers and great friends. We do have a lot of gratitude in our life. We are very grateful, and even on my worst day, I know that there are so many people that are worse than me. And so, man, I'm just trying to really appreciate all the good. You know, the glass half full, and you guys are on the top of that list. And man, And also, yeah, man, tomorrow's not guaranteed, man. You know, we love Jacob Rupert, missed him. We loved his family, and we love, man. It stinks if you're not able to say goodbye to people the right way, and we've all been through that. And some of our favorite songs
sure.
are about that stuff, you know. So nothing is guaranteed. So with that, I just want to say I love everyone watching. I just love everyone and love you guys so much, man. And let's hang this week. Hugs, high fives, and a couple of adult beverages this weekend. Cheers, guys.
Sounds
Love
good.
you. Thank
Cheers,
you.
Tom. Love you, dude.
Cheers, man.